friends, it's been a while. Paul the Pop Music Freak is back for a little more fun. I'm going to count down my 500 favorite songs of all time, asking the immortal question, why is this song on my list? We're going to start with number 500. Duh. Where else do you start, right? So the question is, why is Smoke on the Water my 500th favorite song of all time? Well, let me go through a description of why. Well, anyway, why it was a famous classic rock tune. Anyway, Smoke on the Water is a song by English rock band Deep Purple, released on their 1972 studio album Machine Head. The song's lyrics are based on true events chronicling the 1971 fire at Montreux Casino in Montreux, Switzerland. It's considered the band's signature song, and its guitar riff is considered to be one of the most iconic in rock history. Recorded in December 1971, peaked on the charts in July of 1973. Anyway, 2004, Rolling Stone magazine placed it as number 434 on its list of the 500 greatest songs of all time, rating it at number 500 on mine. Total Guitar magazine ranked the song's guitar riff as number 4 on the all-time greatest guitar riffs ever list. Q magazine placed it at number 12 on its list of the 100 greatest guitar tracks. And in 2017, the song was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. Now let's discuss the song. Smoke on the Water is easily identified by its central theme, developed by guitarist Ritchie Blackmore. It's a 4-note blues scale melody in G minor, harmonized in parallel fourths. The riff, played on a Fender Stratocaster electric guitar by Blackmore, is later joined by hi-hat and distorted organ and the rest of the drums. Then electric bass parts before the start of Ian Gillan's vocal. Blackmore later claimed that the main riff is an interpretation of Inversion of Symphony No. 5 by Ludwig van Beethoven, and that I owe him a lot of money. Well, I don't think he'll be around to collect. Anyway, John Lord doubles as the guitar part on a Hammond C3 organ played through a distorted Marshall amp, creating a tone very similar to that of the guitar. Blackmore usually plays the main riff using a finger pluck. So anyway, here's some history on the song. On the eve of the recording session, a concert with Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention was held in the casino's theater. That was the theater's final concert before the casino complex closed down for its annual winter renovations, which would allow Deep Purple to record there. At the beginning of Don Preston's synthesizer solo on King Kong, the place suddenly caught fire when somebody in the audience fired a flare gun towards the rattan-covered ceiling. Why would they do that? I don't know. But as mentioned in the "some stupid with a flare gun" line, although there were no major injuries, the resulting fire destroyed the entire casino complex, along with all the Mother's equipment. The Smoke on the Water, that became the title of the song, referred to the smoke from the fire spreading over Lake Geneva from the burning casino as their members of Deep Purple watched from their hotel. Glover said that it was probably the biggest fire I'd ever seen up to that point, and probably ever seen in my life. It was a huge building, certainly a huge building. I remember there was very little panic getting out, because it didn't seem like much of a fire at first. But when it caught, it went up like a fireworks display. The funky Claude running in and out is referred to Claude Nobbs, the director of the Montreux Jazz Festival, who helped some of the audience escape the fire. Swiss policeman named Zdeněk Spica, Czechoslovak refugee living in Epelonge, as a suspect in the case, but he fled Switzerland shortly after. So left with an expensive mobile recording unit and no place to record, the band was forced to scout the town for another place to set up. One promising venue found by Nobbs was a local theater, the Pavilion. But soon after the band loaded in and started recording, neighbors took offense at the noise. The band was only able to lay down backing tracks for one song, based on Blackmore's riff and temporarily named title number 1, before local police shut them down. After they kept searching for about a week, they found an empty room in the Grand Hotel de Terre-Tête and converted its hallways and stairways into a makeshift studio. where they lay down most of the tracks for what would become the most commercially successful album, Machine Head. The only song from Machine Head not to be recorded entirely in the Grand Hotel was Smoke on the Water itself, which had been partly recorded during the abortive Pavilion session. Its lyrics were composed later, primarily by Gillan and based around Glover's title, and the vocals were recorded in the Grand Hotel. So the song was honored in Montreux afterwards, after it became a hit, by a sculpture along the lakeshore, right next to the statue of Queen frontman Freddie Mercury, on the concrete wall right below the Marche Covert, with the band's name, the song title, and the riff and musical notes. However, this monument has been removed and has not been there since at least 2017. Anyway, enough of that backstory. Let me go to the impact of the song. Smoke on the Water was included on Machine Head, which was released in early 1972, but was not released as a single until a year later, in May of '73. Never Before and Highway Star were the first two singles on the album. Everybody knows Highway Star. I happen to like that song almost as much as Smoke on the Water. So just missed the 500. Anyway, band members have said that they did not expect the song to be a hit, but the single reached number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 the week of July 28, 1973, and reached number 2 on the Canadian RPM charts, and propelled the album to a top 10 more than a year after its release. Live performances of the tune, featuring extended interplay between Blackmore's guitar and John Lord's Hammond organ, would become a centerpiece of Deep Purple concerts, as in a live version found on the album Made in Japan. Warner Bros. Included a live version of Smoke on the Water from Made in Japan as the B-side of the Smoke on the Water single. Record World reviewed the song and called it a heavy thumper that never gives up. Definitely through the years, it's been one of the most requested and played songs by Deep Purple through their runs through the 70s, and then after breaking up, getting back together in the 80s for a while, the song was always demanded that it had to be played. So, anyway, what else can I say? VH1 did a 40 Greatest Metal Songs countdown. It was rated 37. And number 11 of VH1's 100 Greatest Hard Rock Songs in 2009. So that's about it. That's the 500th favorite song of mine. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found it to be informative. I'm going to do this with every song on my list. I missed doing this. It had been a while, a little tiredness, a little health issue here and there, and very busy with work. Are my excuses to not have been doing this for this run here of at least a year. I hope you enjoyed this, like I said, and I'm going to try to do this as often as I can. I was aiming originally for one a day. I don't know if I'm going to have enough free time to do one a day, but I'll try to fit them in as much as I can. All right, my friends, please hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this. Please tell your friends about it, and I'll see you again soon.